Oberlin student says we need to bring back political assassinations in wake of Charlie Kirk murder. Would she be okay with starting with her then? Because all of these people that want to bring back this political violence, they never seem to consider that maybe they're going to be the targets. Are you going to be okay with being the first target of what you want to bring back? A radical far-left student at Oberlin College casually called for political assassinations to continue in the wake of targeted Minecrafting of political activist Charlie Kirk last week, according to an online post she made. We need to bring back political assassinations, said Julia Zhu on the social media post. Her handle is Bring Back the Guillotine. Let's start with the far left. They want it. I don't feel bad. I think that everyone deserves the right to free speech. Some people should be afraid to express their opinions in public. Once again, okay, let's hold them to their own standards. Let's make the far left too afraid to speak. Zhu grew up in Connecticut, is a second-year student at Oberlin College in Ohio, majoring in politics and international affairs. Yeah, you pretty much just tanked what hope you may have had in any of those careers, but that's fine. According to an online college blog viewed by the Compost, it has since been taken down. Yeah, now they're trying to cover it up, huh? Zhu is on the advisory board of campus group The Gender, Sexuality, and Attraction Initiatives, an office that supports alphabet soup programming at the school. Yeah, this is how you can spot a useless activist. Does she spend her time on anything important? No, just activism. Zhu, who uses they, them pronouns, is also a member of the of Students for a Free Palestine, so probably also an anti-Semitic Nazi as well, by their own standards of what makes a Nazi, by the way. Because we've been told for years that any criticism of the tiny hats makes us a Nazi, so make sure to call them out. Zhu said she made the comments about Kirk, who was assassinated during a student debate at Utah Valley University in Orem last week, after being given 5 minutes for hot takes during a Revolution, Socialism, and Reform in China class. Because that has a lot to do with China, doesn't it? She said her statement was influenced by her learnings about Chairman Mao, and then went on to misguide and perhaps inadvertently praise the Chinese leader's authoritarianism. Yeah, this is what's called a Freudian slip. Wait, no, I only said this because I was being influenced by Chairman Mao, who I totally like and agree with, by the way, but it's not my fault, guys. As you explained that she'd learned that after the 1949 Chinese Revolution, Mao decided people deserve free speech, but there should not be free speech for reactionaries and imperialists like the capitalists, because that would reverse the progress made by the revolution. Once again, okay. Okay, then. Let's hold them to their own standards. Perhaps Zhu's knowledge of Mao also doesn't extend to his unnecessary starving to death of tens of millions of Chinese citizens. That's a sacrifice. No, they are a sacrifice she was willing to make. Acceptable losses, right? That's what they call it. No, everything's for the greater good, so it's okay. They should be glad they died for the greater good. And his paranoid and irrational political purges of anyone deemed a threat or his reputation as one of the worst despots of all time. In her video, Zhu noted students in the class were shocked by her position. The worst thing that was said in class was that it was a shame that Charlie Kirk died because he was such a huge figure on the right-wing movement, and now will the left who will be left to debate? I'd be asking who on the right still thinks debate is possible with the left. Now there's no one the left to have a productive conversation with. Of course, everyone is saying this. They were all male students. They're like 4 or 5 male students. It shows that white men always empathize with people who look like them. Yeah, God, this idiot is a complete lost cause. Holy shit. Immediately starts going on with the racism and the sexism too, while totally being a good person who's not a bigot. Zhu backtracked on her post after being contacted by the Post and saying she apologized and is deeply remorseful for her statements. Yeah, once again, typical for a lot of leftists. They know how this game is played. Oh, shit, time to try to put the mask back on. Oh, I totally didn't mean it. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry I missed you with that shot. Yeah, just ignore me while I'm loading the next one. I'm sorry. I do not actually advocate for political assassinations. Yeah, because you got called out, because there was consequences. So now that changed your mind, huh? I did not receive agreement from my professor or other students with opinions I expressed in class. I was wrong for me to imply in my post. I do not condone political violence. My comments were tactless. Oh, now she's going to be disowned by her own peers for bitching out. Zhu is also a student activist who has participated in anti-Israel riots at Oberlin, according to Social. So she is a Nazi. Holy shit, man. Every bad thing they accuse us of doing, she is. That is just crazy. Not surprising, though. Now, the university also issued a statement to the Post regarding the incident. Yeah, well, Oberlin is known to stand by, liars and Nazis and terrorists, so probably going to stand by it. Like, I'd be willing to bet. Even after she herself retracted the statement, they're probably going to stand by it. President Carmen Twilly Ambar said last week in an open letter, I wrote, there's no place for political violence in the America that I love. It threatens our sense of safety and well-being, and it violates the sanctity of the nation's civil discourse. Yes, civil discourse died with Charlie Kirk. At this point, the right knows the left will just kill them if they show up for a discussion. So, yeah, this really is a turning point. I want to emphasize the views expressed in the student's post now reflect out the faculty member who teaches the class reference. Notice the student's post reflect the views of Oberlin College. I think we've seen for the past few years that this is, in fact, the views of the faculty and the college. You may try to backtrack now, but we've been covering these assholes for almost a decade now. Don't think we're going to forget what you did to the Gibsons. How you knew that they were dying of cancer, so you purposely tried to drag the legal proceedings out until they die and run out of money, hoping that they'll just run out of money and motivation to sue you. Yeah, you're such good persons, though. Man, I am so glad karma is coming for these pieces of shit.